Welcome to Toffee TV. It is the Footy Show. We are discussing, we may as well discuss the FA Cup, because there's been no Premier League action.
This is the last Footy Show in its current guise.
Got ya.
Because next week
there's a different guise.
Well, there's not. There's going to be two.
Well, yeah.
There's going to be two guises.
There is. It's all kinds of
but
guises.
one of them isn't going to be a diss.
No.
It's guys.
Mate, I was on it. You know what I mean?
It's not for you.
Okay. Okay.
Let's talk.
So let's do it in its original format for its final format till we split into different guises. FA Cup, third round at the weekend.
Yeah.
It's
over.
Done and dusted. The whole thing.
The FA Cup's finished. Finished. I've heard that every single year. Do you know what? I think I've heard that every single year for what?
18 years.
18 years since Man United,
went to
Brazil and got battered.
Yeah.
And it wasn't even over then, and I had no problem with what they did then, because I thought it was the right thing.
My thing with that at that time was, why didn't they just stay in it and just play like the kids team in the third round, and just because teams do it anyway now? They went to Brazil before Christmas. Right.
I'm just gonna blow people's minds here. Or why didn't the governing body of the country think that what Manchester United were doing as representatives of Europe and of England think, you know what, why don't we just put them in the cup but delay their third round? Because what they're actually doing is honouring us as a country by being the champions of Europe and of the Premier League, going to a competition that represents that for the world. No, let's make things hard for it, because that's what we do in this country. We make things hard for ourselves. How dare you go and try and represent yourself on the world stage?
And as it happened, he got knocked out anyway. We're back.
I think that they got knocked out because everyone just felt a little bit down.
Yeah,
just a little bit because they were treated badly.
Treated shoddily. But we did have the FA Cup third round.
We did.
And Manchester United were on live again for the 67th out of 68 time since 2004, I think it is. Against Reading.
Get over it. Get over it. Get over it, Bass.
I'm over it. I mean, we had a 3 time zone Saturday. We had 12:30, 3 o'clock, and then
just like Lionel Richie.
5, wasn't it?
3 time zones, a lady, and I'll knock you out. Not the lady, the football team. That would be wrong. That'd be very wrong, and it doesn't represent the Me Too movement at all.
Not at all.
No. But if she knocked me out, the lady, that'd be fine, because good for you, sister.
Deserve it.
I don't know if I deserve it.
6 Premier League teams have gone out at the third round stage. They are Liverpool.
Hooray!
Leicester City.
Hooray!
Cardiff City.
Hooray!
Fulham.
Not asked.
Huddersfield.
Who's bothered?
Bournemouth.
Sudden.
All gone. So, on that note, our FA giant killing a thing of the past.
Well, Liverpool went out to a Premier League team. Bournemouth went out to a Premier League team.
Leicester went out to the League 2 team. Cardiff City went out to a Championship side. Fulham went out to a League 1 side.
Listen. It is what it is. It is what it is. The only one I can have a bit of a grumble over is Leicester. I feel that's slightly strange that a team that are in 7th place in no danger of being relegated, who, if they want to get into the Europa League, will have to hope that somebody else wins the FA Cup. If they don't, I think that's slightly weird that they wouldn't play their strongest team. I do feel that's slightly weird, and also because it's been an emotional couple of months for them, 2 or 3 months, and it would have been a nice. I think if they'd gone on and got to the further stages, I think a lot of people would have wanted them to win it because of what's gone on this season. So I'm slightly, I'm not disappointed in them. I just think that's a bit weird. I'd be disappointed if Everton did that.
Well, they played at Newport. They had Danny Ward in goal, who was obviously was at
but he's their number 2,
but he's their number 2. But he was very good for Huddersfield, wasn't he? They had Danny Simpson at right back. He played against Everton the other day.
Holmes lad.
Wes Morgan was back from injury. They had Johnny Evans, who played against Everton the other day. They had Christian Fuchs, who
Did you see how that was spelled?
It was spelled by you, yeah.
On the it was spelled
on the team sheet
without a H and with a K.
With a K. So there you go. Chowdhury, he also played against Everton. They had James.
Played against Everton.
Well, he had a very easy afternoon against Everton. They had Gazelle, he played against Everton. Albright, he played against Everton. Okazaki, who didn't, and Iniacho. And on the bench, they had Damari Gray came on, James Maddison came on, and Andy King came on. So they had quite a strong side for them.
Didn't have James Vardy,
but they didn't have Kasper Schmeichel, Harry Maguire, or Jamie Vardy. Now those three are three obviously very influential players for them. But you're right in a way that for them, there's no threat that they're going to be dragged into any kind of relegation thing, none whatsoever. So what is the? I mean, they're not.
What's the point?
They're not. They're just where they are. They're going to finish between 7th and 10th.
And what's the difference? I mean, apart obviously. Listen, but the point.
Kasper Schmeichel didn't need a rest, did he?
Vardy didn't need a rest. I don't know. It's not very good.
Madness. What did you make of Liverpool's team?
I actually thought it was really, really bad.
Yeah.
Like really bad. Like if anyone disrespected the cup this weekend, it was them. They disrespected it more than anyone.
So Liverpool's line-up at Wolves, just to buy into your really bad, was Simon Mignolet in goal.
Bad.
He's played a lot of games. Camacho at right back.
Who?
Yeah, exactly. Lovren, Fabinho, who they paid 45 million.
He's not a centre-back.
Well, the manager played him.
Centre-back.
Albert Moreno.
Who?
Alberto Moreno.
Who?
Yeah. Shaqiri, Joe's favourite player.
Hips don't lie.
James Milner.
Yeah, decent.
Best midfielder ever to walk the earth. Who they battled for over a year to get, Naby Keita, who I seen described as the disguised as the Guinean Stephen Ireland, which I think is a tremendous thing. Jones, I don't know who he is. Daniel Sturridge and Divock Origi. So not the worst players in the world.
They're not the worst, but
Mo Salah and Roberto Firmino also.
I know, but I just think that. Listen, he didn't want to win. Let's be honest, he did not want to win that game. He wasn't asked one day. He wasn't asked. He's going for 2 big prizes, and that's up to him. But what I will say is though, why again we talk about narratives in football. Why are some newspaper back pages saying it's a disgrace that certain teams played certain players, and then Liverpool it was the Liverpool B team.
I saw that, yeah. I mean, that is just ridiculous in itself, because it was the Liverpool squad. You can't call them a B team while slagging other teams off. So really,
and don't get me wrong, I still feel Leicester should have. It's more Leicester are the worst of the bunch, yeah. But Liverpool's team was more disrespectful than anything Man United have done or have ever done in their history. Literally, I mean, the biggest, as disrespectful things go for Liverpool, I mean, very, very small on the list. But
there you go. The biggest upset, quite clearly, was Newport obviously beating Leicester City. I watched a bit of Woking v Watford, and I thought it was Troy Deeney's just
go on.
It's just mad. I see him. He had a couple of kicks out, but I thought it was funny that he was just having a bit of bant.
I don't know whether he's an absolute massive tit, or he's all right. Because like last week, I know he did the thing last year with Arsenal, and he did something similar this week, but it really hasn't been picked up on because of who it was against. Did you see the interview he did after the 3-3 draw with Bournemouth?
No.
So after the 3-3 draw, so I'd heard that he was getting investigated because he basically said the ref bottled it. One of the Bournemouth players, Gosling, I think it was, did Tom Cleverley.
Right.
Everton there.
Does that see?
It does, yeah. And he said he'd done him.
Right.
And he said the ref had bottled it and he was getting investigated. And then I watched the interview, and he did the interview with a Bournemouth player. So we had the Bournemouth player standing there, and he's standing there, and the interview said like, oh, you know, this and that, a few things happened. He went, yeah, I think he's bottled it there, but a few things happened, and we probably should have had 1 cent off each. But got their boy's gone to do. Clev's there. No one can tell me otherwise. And the Bournemouth player's just like,
I've seen him.
Please don't ask me any questions.
I've seen him do that before.
No, I know, but I don't know whether that's him being sound or a massive.
No,
tit.
I think he's sound. I think what you get with him is he cuts away all the nonsense.
I know that, but would you do that in front of a fellow professional from the other team?
How you feel.
But you've put that other lad in a very
He doesn't have to answer it, does he?
I know, but I just thought that was a slightly uncomfortable thing to do. And also, listen, he looks like an avatar. We cannot get away from the fact that he looks like an avatar.
When you said that a while ago, you've just ruined it, because every time I look at him now, I just think, why isn't he in purple? Do you know what I mean?
I mean, more of a blue. I mean, I know you probably haven't seen Avatar.
I have seen Avatar.
Yeah, you say that.
And I've been on the ride. So it's amazing. But yeah, he was having a bit of bants with the Woking fans, and he just comes across as like just a lad made up to play footy. But then he's a bit nasty as well.
He is. Can we just? I want to reverse.
Who do you want to speak to?
I want to speak to Baz.
He wants to speak to somebody.
I want to reverse.
Yeah, go on.
So you said Newport was the biggest shock. I'm not having that.
Okay, what are you having?
Oldham. They went to a Premier League ground without a manager and beat them 2-1. I think that's a bigger shock.
It is a big shock.
And I know Fulham are in a...
Wild's their manager though, isn't he? He's done alright for them. Wild is caretaker manager, isn't it? Wild, Chris Wild. Oh. He's done okay.
Whatever.
But they went and beat Fulham 2-1, which it is a big shock, of course it is.
It's not a big shock.
I just think Newport is because of Leicester's recent history, I suppose. But yeah, it was a fantastic result for Oldham come from behind, didn't he, to win the game? It's
always the best way.
Always the best.
We love it.
Coming from behind.
Especially when you go to Wigan. So that was for Joe.
It's for Joe.
He's not listening.
No. So there you go, third round. The draw for the fourth round threw up 3 all Premier League clashes at the moment, because obviously...
Wouldn't that be a boss way to do the next round? Like, force feed the balls into someone's mouth. It's
Danny Murphy.
Like, you know,
and just run.
Very much like he was a drug mule. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I reckon they could do this in like Colombia. Basically, little balls inside a condom, make them swallow it, right? And Joe loves it. Joe's loving it, right? Then 2 fingers down the throat. Number 7.
He'd have to have like gloves though, wouldn't he?
He's loving it. Joe's loving it. Number 7, Leicester. I know, but this isn't. It's not coming in this year. I'm talking next year. I just think imagine switching. For me,
imagine
Carabao Cup.
Because they could do the Carabao Cup. No one's got a clue where the bastard thing takes place.
China, 4 o'clock in the morning. You force feed loads of...
You wouldn't need it tastes horrible.
That sounds... Fucking hell, Baz, keep up, will you?
Yes, you wouldn't
have to... Loads of Carabao, down the neck, and then it's like...
Oh, you wouldn't have to lick them.
Number 9.
Jacket anyway.
That'd be amazing. That is the future. That's extreme.
That is not a future I want to be part of.
Extreme
draw.
Cup draws.
Listen, there could be a programme
or like, you know, what's that one called? Takeshi's Castle or something?
Could be a YouTube channel right there.
Number 8. Derby County.
Well, so as I was saying,
I don't know. For maybe you develop it to make it more exciting during the rounds. You just wouldn't know which hole it was coming out of. We're gonna have to wait for this one. It's quite regular. It's gonna be about 4 hours. Right, you know what? I have these ideas, mate.
What goes on?
I have to get them out terrifying. Because I feel like if I don't, my knowledge is not going to be shared.
A lot of people will
I think people in the comments would like that.
Okay.
Imagine you did that during the one show. But the best thing is, the way they bring people in to do it as well. This, you could be like, you're like, oh, it's Paul Ince doing the draw, and you're like, for fuck's sake, Paul Ince having to throw up wooden balls. I'd be all over, yes, Paul Ince, the fucking dickhead. Have a bit of that. Joe's loving it. Joe loves this idea.
Joe likes the idea.
Joe,
you can't argue.
But somehow getting people excited about the FA Cup, new demographics.
That would get people excited.
I think it would. I think that would put that on YouTube. Joe knows. Stick that on YouTube. The kids would be loving it. Get Logan Paul to do something. Everyone loves Logan Paul. I don't even know who Logan Paul is. Just get him to do it.
Pulled his name up the fire quite easily. As I said,
or Jake Paul.
So
KSI number 7.
Back on the FA Cup.
Was that on the list? No. Well, no.
Surprisingly.
Go on.
Arsenal, Man U, the pick of the round probably for the draw.
Do you think it'll be on telly?
Well, I don't know. You know, it's Man U.
Yeah.
I mean, that looks like a good game. Palace Spurs is an interesting one, isn't it?
It is because it's at Palace. Yeah, it will be.
Yeah, obviously at Wembley.
It'll be interesting. Yeah.
You know, could be a tricky one. Man City, Burnley, obviously another.
Burnley will probably play fetuses, I imagine, in that game.
Maybe. I mean, if they got him in the transfer window, will he be signed in time?
German international, yeah.
Yeah. Fetuses, yeah.
Yeah, fetuses.
Fair enough. And a few fetuses will probably play as well. Obviously, there's a couple of games that aren't decided yet due to replays. And Everton have got Millwall away, which we've talked about on the Daily Extra, which you can see more of. It's already out, so check it out.
Yesterday.
Check it out if you haven't already. So yeah, 4th round, the last round where after this there'll be no replays.
After the 4th round, yeah.
4th round, so it'll be interesting to see how it goes. And then I think it is from next year. There's no more replays, isn't it?
Sorry.
So it's going to be great.
Sorry, I've just had a thought. I mean, with my
Danny Murphy and
with my draw, what would you do about the hot ball?
Well, they'd all be hot. Be hard to do, wouldn't it? An ice cube in the hand. Right, let's move on.
Yeah.
You're turning me stomach. Something happened this week that annoyed you. I mean,
I can't even remember. I'm like that. What was it?
Every hour.
Go on. What was it?
But it was Chelsea basically locking down America.
Me? No, it did annoy me. It did annoy me in terms of
human.
It did. No. It didn't annoy me that they were signed. No. You're getting this wrong.
Okay.
It didn't annoy me that they'd signed them.
Yeah.
It annoyed me that they'd signed them, and this is something we should have done 6 years ago or 7 years ago.
Well,
Chelsea signed Christian Pulisic. What was that?
When he was 12.
Not Pulisic. We're not signing Pulisic. We're never going to sign Pulisic. My somewhat Landon Donovan. But Chelsea have signed Christian Pulisic. They've loaned him straight back to Dortmund. Very, very good player. Probably not worth the 58 million they've signed at this point, but could potentially. No problem with that. The manager didn't even know anything about it. No. Which, again, that doesn't surprise me.
Although what he said was...
I didn't know about it until yesterday.
Yeah, but he said he'd discussed the player in November.
But the point being is, it doesn't really matter anything because he's not his player till next year. He might even be there next year. No, Chelsea's like... The old wheel. No, but I think it's a very clever signing by Chelsea because he is the current American captain. Yeah. All those players from the past have gone now. Your Dempsey's, Donovans and Howards and any of them. It's a new crop of young kids. America basically decided we're just going to go back to scratch and just bring all these kids through that were either Americans playing in Europe or the very best they could get their hands on. And he is the captain and he's their number 10 and he's their focal point and he's going to be a huge star. This kid has got huge world potential, and that's what Americans want at the end of the day. They want someone who will go, but someone who is bigger than the sport that will take the sport not global but go into America with it.
Yeah.
So, for what Chelsea have done, Chelsea have got a really big following in America anyway. But I think what they've realised is that they're probably not going to have it their own way for the next 10 years as the trophies seem to be getting spread around a little bit more now. And I think what they've done by bringing him in is they've locked America up. Because even if you don't support Chelsea, you might go, well, I love Pulisic and I'm going to buy a Chelsea Pulisic shirt. Or I'm going to watch Chelsea, so I'm going to watch my team. So let's say it's Everton. But then I might watch Chelsea before or I might watch Chelsea after, and then suddenly Chelsea are pulling in big numbers for the TV, and the TV companies are like, well, we're having Chelsea on all the time. And because of the way the TV deals changed in the UK, those teams get more of the pot now. People might buy shirts who are just casual fans. When Chelsea go on tour in America, which they will now every year, I guarantee it, then there'll be a sellout because people will go, Pulisic is playing. So Chelsea, I imagine, will 100% play in America this summer, and that's when you'll see your first chance of Pulisic will be in a Chelsea shirt, playing in America, and it'll be sold out everywhere. And it's fucking brilliant. And this is what Everton should have done with Donovan. And sometimes, and I've said this before, and this is why I've got no problem when the manager was like, I didn't know he was signing. Sometimes you've got to make decisions that are bigger than just that manager. If he's a good player, the manager will use him. If he's not, then he won't use him, and the lad will find his level. But I guarantee that Pulisic will be a big player for them in the next few years.
He's a very, very good player already, and he's only 19, I think, isn't he? So he's certainly someone who we'd have loved at Everton, to put it that way. But it's twin tracking, isn't it? It's getting a really good player who's got loads of potential, and opening your markets up even more in America. And I think what they've wanted, and obviously we were very aware of this doing the MLS shows, that they wanted a young star, but they wanted a young star who could actually cut it, not just a young star who was like, oh, he's not bad. They want their own Messi, and he's not Messi's level, of course.
No,
but he's a very good footballer.
And that's what annoyed me when Everton had Donovan, and we could have really pushed in that market by having their biggest star. Definitely. And Everton.
And we already had Howard.
But Everton wouldn't. Everton almost had this idea that, well, what's the point? Like, and the point was, well, number one, he was a good player, but that's all Everton fixated on, and I still think. I
don't think Everton had the money. They wanted £6 million.
No, I know, but I think there's ways and means, and I don't think Everton. I think Everton should have used everything they could, but I still think Everton, a lot of thinking of Everton's the same, and that's what saddens me. Is I still think Everton think sometimes very. In one way, in one dimension, is like, is the player a good player? Yes, he is, right? And that's it. Whereas I think football nowadays, and people mightn't like to hear this, right? But if you've got a chance to buy somebody who could open markets for you, that brings extra money into your club, you've got to do it.
I think it's changing now. I read the article with Marcel.
Yeah, I'll wait.
Oh no, but just he's the only. Well, sorry, he's the first one I've heard, certainly for a while, talking about going after players who people don't think is possible to get, and for reasons why. And he said Greta Steinson's exactly the same. He said there's many different reasons. Now, hopefully, that also taps into that side of it. I think he's clever enough, Brands, to look and go, yeah, well, that could be but there's this kid here who's a Brazilian kid, and we could, or an Argentinian kid, and he could open Argentina. We don't know, because the in the pudding.
The point being is, I don't actually see any evidence of that in the players we've actually got at the club now, though, Baz. That's what I'm saying.
I don't know.
You can't tell me.
Not to Barcelona and suck 3 players straight off.
But what are we doing? What I'm saying is, what are we doing about that?
With it?
What are we doing with it? That's what I'm saying. It's not I'm saying we've got an up and coming Brazilian star. Jerry Mina's a big name. Jerry Mina's a massive name, you know, in Colombia. Like he's like Adidas have him fucking plastered everywhere. You know, that's what I'm saying. What are we doing about that now? How are we using those players, building in those countries? Yeah. I'm not saying we go there on tour, but how are we using those players? And that's the only.
No, that's fair. But
this is what I'm talking about. Chelsea Chelsea are very clever at this, and they understand the market, and they understand they've got to. Someone said to me, I was on Twitter and I mentioned it, like, and they were like, "Are you joking, aren't you? Like, it means nothing, and people will support the clubs, they'll support." And it's like, it doesn't work like that. Americans are very, very player led. They'll follow players, but the point being is, Chelsea aren't looking at it like that either. They, like I've just said, if you want it, also it's not a generational thing. There's kids in America who mightn't even have a Premier League team yet, and go, I'm going to pick Chelsea. I know loads, and there'll be people watching this, Americans who go, chose Everton because of Landon Donovan and Tim Howard. That's the reason I chose them. Yeah. It was a connection. And we just literally got that connection and threw it away. Yeah. Chelsea are like, we've got all the fans, but the market's fickle. And if Chelsea and Liverpool and Man United are winning the trophies, or Tottenham, we're gonna see that diminish. So how do we keep it up here? I know. I know loads of Americans who are Fulham fans. I know loads of Americans who are Bolton fans. because of players. It's a brilliant way to hook, and America is the market, mate. It's the next. It's the current big market.
If you look at, you look at Beckham when he went to Galaxy, you'd watch LA Galaxy because of David Beckham.
Sorry, I've just had an AOB moment. It's hilarious.
Oh, okay. Wouldn't you? What? Do you know what I mean? You'd watch Galaxy because of David Beckham, or I watched Toronto because Defoe was there for a bit.
Yeah.
How did they get on? Things like that, because that's what you do. So if you've got that the other way for the Premier League, and you're right, I was going to say the same thing. There's a lot of kids who love soccer. They're growing up there now. Pulisic is there.
How many? If you think about it like this, right? Think about it like this. Go around Liverpool in the summer. You'll see kids training, and they'll all have Barcelona and Real Madrid kits on, right? Or now they might have Juventus kits on,
right? Got a Juve kit,
exactly. So they all have Real Madrid with Ronaldo and Barca with Messi, because it's a brilliant player playing for a team, and the way they look at it, it doesn't matter. I've seen kids going around Liverpool with Messi with City shirts on, things like that.
De Bruyne and stuff,
because it doesn't. There's no people don't feel like there's a problem with that, right? So why would you, even if you were in America and you supported Liverpool or whatever, you don't understand necessarily the rivalry, or your parents mightn't understand the rivalry because there's not a big. They don't understand that culture, so they don't see a problem with you. Well, I'm a Liverpool fan, but I'm wearing a Chelsea kit because my favourite player plays for them, and that's what Chelsea are banking on. Market, they're not asked. That's what they're banking on. It's a market, and that's the way they do things. And this is where Everton have, again, it annoys me because it's a market that's now probably nearly 10 years old, and I still don't understand when we're going to enter that market. We've only just got a Twitter account for America.
Yeah, maybe we're never going to enter it. Maybe that's the way it is. But no, good signing for Chelsea, and a very good market employ at the same time. So. Well done. This story, just very quickly, Tammy Abraham, who looked like he was all set for Wolves, has rejected the opportunity to go there because apparently it was a loan deal first with a view to a permanent move, and he said he wants to stay at Villa and sign up and get up, but he would like to move to the Premier League in the summer if the opportunity arose. Quite clearly realises that he's not going to get his chance at Chelsea, so he's open to moving in the summer. But I thought that was quite good of him to honour what he's doing, I feel, and especially he's already a Villa, going like jumping ship almost. We just watched the Sunderland documentary, when Graben couldn't wait to jump ship at the halfway point. So fair play to him, and he's doing quite well for Villa as well. Yeah. So
I mean, apparently Wolves wanted him, and then it went to a loan, and maybe he just thought, why am I bothering? I'm here, I'm settled. I could go to Wolves, and there's no guarantees. Whereas maybe if I stay here, and then people might look at him in the summer and go, you know what, that kid was loyal. That's a little extra thing that might.
And he'll play only for Villa till the end of the season, so another year.
And if he's enjoying it, he's
That's the point. It's footy, isn't it? He's playing well. Just let's talk about Klopp, just very, very, and I mean very, very quickly, because Pep has laughed off the grass claim. He's been questioned about it today. Jurgen Klopp was bemoaned the length of Manchester City's grass and blamed the 2-1 defeat on the length of the grass, and was backed fully by the Anfield rap as well, claiming that without the length of the grass like that, Liverpool would have won at a canter. Pep laughed it off and said he doesn't talk to the groundsman about the length of the grass and tell him at what level to cut it all. And he said he didn't understand what Jurgen meant about it.
What I don't quite get about this is that City do like to play a bit of football.
Just a little bit,
They play football just a little bit now and again, and you would think that long grass would probably go against them rather than anyone else.
Yeah,
and they're also a very hard-working pressing team, and if grass is longer, it would also make their job harder to get around the pitch as well, just that little bit harder. So, I think Jurgen's been an absolute gobshite there, if I'm honest.
It was the grass on Thursday. They've just been knocked out of the FA Cup. It was wind. It was too windy this week.
Maybe it's nature. Maybe nature.
What did I say to you?
Is against.
What did I say to you?
You said
their luck runs out on 12 o'clock on the 31st of December.
We'll hold fire on that for now.
So hopefully it's true.
Is this like,
but nature, this is nature, forces of nature going, hang on, you've been giving it all that for far too long. Same the other day when he scored against, what he done with the bottle? No. When he equalised against City. Took his water bottle out and went, squeezed it with the, and then put it back in his pot. He's an absolute.
Maybe there's meth.
Head the ball. That's what he looked like.
Maybe
He's
there's
a
meth
head
in
the
it.
ball. A proper head the ball.
Nature is like Dr. Ian Malcolm said in Jurassic Park. Nature finds a way.
Nature always finds
Nature
a way.
finds
See,
a
for
way.
me, I would, and I said this to Joe before, who was deciding to get off because he's got to get his train. I said this to Joe before. If that was Marco Silva with those last two things, I'd be absolutely fuming. I'd think.
See you, Joe.
See you, Joe.
Bye, Joe.
Leave.
You're still gonna make loads of noise leaving the room, so you might as well just do it.
Seriously.
Bye,
Right,
Joe.
Easy,
Bye, Joe.
Keep all that stuff ticking over, Joe. Top man.
Well, do.
Joe,
See you later,
bye, Joe.
tomorrow, mate.
He's going to let that door just go, isn't he?
That's
He's just going to let it go, isn't he? He has, he's already gone. He's gone.
Listen.
There you go. See.
Let it go.
That's why I just said there's no point trying to be quiet because he'll be noisy.
I'd be livid if that was Marco Silva blaming the pitch and then blaming the wind. I just think you'd sit making us look embarrassing. That I would, but obviously Cult FC won't. So yeah, I just thought of that to mention that. Bayern have made another bid for Hudson-Odoi at Chelsea, the fourth bid they've made. Sarri thinks we miss you. He should stay there. But he's looking for a replacement for Cesc Fabregas, who was moving to Monaco on loan, it looks like.
But he's not moving, is he, apparently, until they've got a replacement?
Well, listen.
Even though he had this farewell game.
Monaco was saying that he is. Chelsea is saying he's not till they replace them. Barella has been linked with Chelsea as a midfield player. But Hudson-Odoi is a midfield player who Bayern Munich wants.
35 million for someone who's never played.
Yeah.
Weird, isn't it?
But it's all a bit
mad, isn't it?
It's all a bit mad. Bayern have obviously seen something.
No, they have, haven't they? They've obviously seen that he's a good player and know that they've got the circumstances to let him play. They obviously feel that all the,
they're an aging side as
the
well.
other kid's doing well, isn't he?
Sancho's doing well.
He's doing very well, and they've obviously seen. Well, they are Andy Ribery and Alan Robin are due to finish at the end of the season.
Yeah.
So,
boys,
fair play. Young English player is getting it. Going to move. He's going to move. Hopefully to the Bundesliga and play football. Well. He's no Dale Jennings, is he?
No.
No. But
that's the thing.
That's the bottom line. Yeah. He's going to get a chance, and that's good for English football.
Very, very good.
Some of these. We've just seen Diaz. Is it Diaz?
I'm going to talk about it in a minute. Yeah. Well, Cesc to Monaco just very quickly. Yeah. 31, still an absolutely brilliant player for me. I think I'd still have him at Everton.
Too slow.
Hell of a player.
Too slow.
Hell of a player.
Too slow.
But
won everything, done anything. Fair play.
Going to help out his
mate. But the funny thing about him, what's an interesting, is that he essentially was what Odoi is. Come from Barcelona, he was 16, hadn't kicked the ball, and came to Arsenal. Everyone was fuming over it at the time, and a lot of people tried to. Or thought they could do that with other players and never quite worked with anybody else. Pongol had a good go at
Cinema, yeah.
Had a good go. But and Latalik, obviously, the news of that.
Hell of a player.
And everyone at that time was trying to get them out of, because obviously they couldn't sign till 18, and you could sign them when they were 16. So I was like, get all the talent out. And I suppose that's funny. Chelsea could potentially lose the original one this week and sell the new one this week, so
all a bit mad. You just mentioned Brahim Diaz, who's left at Manchester City to go to Real Madrid. Man City, it just caught me attention before. They've now sold 13 kids.
Please tell me to other football clubs.
Yeah, not just sold.
Not like to Primark,
child trade or something. You know what I mean?
You never know when they're owners. Well, they've got that kind of track record.
Have they? Allegedly.
Well,
not even allegedly. You just made it up. They've sold 13 young players.
Did I?
With a grand total of 33 starts between them for £137 million. Not bad business, and 20 of those 33 starts where it came from Iniacho, who obviously went out the door to Leicester City. So the other 6 players had a grand total of 13 games between them. 137 million.
Listen, it's down at Solanke. is going for 19 minutes at million. And listen, I'm not laughing about Solanke going for 19 million.
Don't laugh at him.
I'm not, because potentially is he 19, 20 or 21, right?
20, yeah.
Got a cold light career ahead of him. Could potentially be a brilliant player. You get the top, so I'm not laughing about that. But if he's going for that kind of money,
I think he's world class. Him and Nathaniel Klein this week are world class.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying about that.
Yeah.
Everton Facebook.
But
Obviously
the point being is that if he is leaving with one Premier League goal, then you can understand why. You know,
he has 35 million.
Real Madrid obviously think he's a good player, but also
he's also trained,
as we've already spoke about with Pulisic. The commodities.
Yeah.
The commodities aren't they to be bought and sold now? We've seen this with Chelsea over the last few years, bringing in young talent, not even taking a chance, bringing in players from South America for buttons, giving them a couple of years, putting the old Chelsea stamp on them, and then selling them on for 20, 30 million. It's a brilliant way to get round FFP. You know, because
like I said, Man City 137 million gathered for those players.
Yeah,
it's incredible.
And what you've got from that is that they've been training every day with Pep Guardiola.
Yeah,
and therefore you're getting this product, this commodity that has been getting the best possible education. Do you know what I mean? So you know what you're getting. It's not like Sam Allardyce has had his fingers on them every day. So,
what a horrible thought.
Yeah, sweaty.
You look like gravy. But yeah, there you go. We're obviously filming this before the Carabao Cup semi-finals this weekend. Burton, Man City. The Burton chairman said last time he was at the Etihad was to see Robbie Williams' concert. So that's one of the semis, and obviously Tottenham entertaining Chelsea in the other semi. So Man City v who you going for at the other semi-final?
Tottenham.
I think Spurs might win this.
Maybe
I think it's a big thing this for Pochettino. Really,
he's got to win something.
Get something, even if I see him walking out in the summer, which you do to United. I think if he
he said, hasn't he? He said if they want to win the title, things are going to have to change, and I think that is the shot across the bow, isn't it? Because I thought he would have gone in for Jack Grealish, but they haven't. They've resisted. I mean, I'm surprised anyone can resist Jack Grealish, and his peaky behind the hair. But that doesn't look like they're going to do any. Dembele's going, isn't he?
He's going to China.
£7 million.
Yeah,
or whatever it is. Yeah, but he said that they're going to win and he's right.
And they've also said he's available. Victor Wanyama is available to go as well.
Hello, is that Marco Silva?
But you'll have him. He's 28.
Oh, I'd have him.
So he's a power. He's a proper powerhouse.
Peak.
But apparently he's available for 18 to 20 million.
It's weird when you don't watch a team every week, isn't it? And you sort of go, wasn't Dembele their best player last year?
Dembele's fantastic.
So it's weird, isn't it? It's like
he's 31.
No, I know, but I like that about Pochettino, that he just goes, yeah, he's done.
Off you go.
He's done. He doesn't fit into.
Whereas
we as a football club for many years have just literally the glue by the time they finish at Everton. They are glue.
They are, yeah.
And that's what I really like about Pochettino. Just goes, no, you're finished, mate. We've got a replacement already here, and you're done.
The Wanyama thing's weird because he come down and from Celtic. Obviously, we'd looked at him at Celtic. A few other clubs had. Came to Spurs. He went to Southampton first, and he done well. He went to Tottenham. I thought he'd done very well, but I mean, scored an absolute scream against Liverpool last year.
But Baz, again, as Evertonians, they did something that we don't do. They got someone better. They didn't just sit there and go.
Eric Dyer.
But they didn't just sit there and go, he's a good player. They went out and gone, we've got a better player.
Well, he obviously thinks...
changed the shape.
Yeah, he's changed the shape of the team, and he obviously thinks the likes of Dyer better. Harry Winks has come through, and he's...
What about Sissoko?
And Sissoko.
But he likes Sissoko.
No. Well, because he's got a tune out of him at last. Harry Winks is a good player as well, so they've got a lot of competition in there. But if you're right, if Everton, you're talking about the likes of Decore, who is better than Wanyama, but for 45 million, if you could get Victor Wanyama for 20 million.
But don't you think the only difference is though that and maybe this is just perception. I don't know that you have that perception. Is the Corey's going that way and Wanyama's going that way?
Maybe.
And sometimes when you buy a player in the down,
it's no good.
It's like Walcott and Schneidlin and players like that.
Yeah, it's very, very interesting. But you're right. I think Spurs will get there. I think Spurs will win it. I really do. Just very quickly, Real Madrid lost again at the weekend.
Yeah, but the world champions. Who cares?
Yeah, they are world champions. Gareth Bale subbed for the 15th time this season. They drew last week with Villarreal a few days ago. Santi Cazorla with a couple of goals.
Yeah, brilliant.
When it looked like his career was done, didn't it? He was out for 3 years, I think, and it's great to see him back. But they were beaten at the weekend. It's 10 points behind Barcelona now already. Barcelona plus 30, Real Madrid are plus 3. You've got the managers come out and said the Copa del Rey is now massive for them.
First album was brilliant.
Well, yeah,
do you know what I mean? Second album was a little bit of a struggle, but
well, this is on a week when Ronaldo was named Player of the Year at the World Globe Awards for the 5th time.
Didn't his agents invent those awards?
Probably.
But they were like awards just to get him to go to Dubai.
Probably, but he's won it for the 5th time anyway. But they have really. They're struggling big time. It's the 5th. And is it now ready for your...
Why they're struggling? Maybe it's because they sold their best player.
Well, that was what I'm saying. This is what I'm linking to.
Yeah, Mourinho in the summer.
Do you think the manager's going to last till the summer?
He'll have to, won't he? Because he is just he is... See, he is a caretaker manager, but you're not allowed to have caretaker managers in Spain.
No.
You're only, I think you're
guaranteed.
You're only allowed a month, I think it is, or a couple of weeks, and then you have to make up an appointment.
To make them the manager.
It's one of those things that unions, those things that we used to have.
But say they lose the next 2, they're just going to sack him, aren't they?
But then they're going to have to bring in a permanent. So what's the point?
Josie.
Well, well, maybe, but he said he wants a break. He got offered He'd
been offered the job, the Porto job, didn't he? Was it Porto?
It
was Porto, and he's turned it down. But Pepe's just gone back to Porto on a free, by the way. About 400, but he's gone back to Porto.
Everyone wears shin pads.
2.5 years. Yeah, wear your shin pads if you're back in Porto. So yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what happens with them. But already 10 points behind, 5th in the table now. Alaves are above them. Remember Allardyce?
You're going to say Allardyce was above them?
That's
how bad it is at Real Madrid. Allardyce is above them.
They could actually get Allardyce right now.
Oh, I would love that.
I've watched two really good documentaries on Netflix over the last couple of days. Football.
So have I, The Innocent Man. It's not. I mean, it could be about a lot of footballers, but it's not.
No, I'm just talking about football.
Okay, go on.
First of all, was the Ronaldo doc.
Okay.
Which is obviously very polished.
I'm not being funny, but the Ronaldo doc sounds like that could be a documentary about something to do with Ronaldo.
No, the Ronaldo documentary. I mean, it's very, very polished, and it's all like those glamour ones. And glitz. I don't like those ones. It's good to see how hard he trains, and you find a few things like the World Cup in Brazil, when basically he was injured before he even went, and he was like, "Yeah, I'm all right," and he was knackered.
How many times in it does he go?
Zoo! Not many. It's more about like his.
I'm not watching it then.
What's a bit weird is the way he just took the kid and just went, basically, see you later to the mum. The kid lives with me.
Oh, it's proper Michael Jackson territory, isn't it?
Weird.
Proper like
weird.
Put a mask.
Well, he's now just appeared in public with his girlfriend.
Michael Jackson.
Blah. Not Michael Jackson.
Sorry.
No. I mean, he probably is. He could be here for all we know. Going. He could be zooing right now. Zoo in front of him.
Lost me, yeah.
But he'd be thinking.
I don't know who's zooing and who's wooing.
He'd be going. So, wouldn't he, with the white glove on? He wouldn't quite be as masculine as Ronaldo. That one was alright. He's got some pure cars in. And he has that kid doing sit-ups and press-ups when he's about 3. And I also watched one which was amazing and quite moving, I would say, which is the Justin Fashanu one. Called Forbidden Games on Netflix.
Is that a new one or?
I don't. It's absolutely.
I think I might. Has that got John Fashanu's in? Has that got John Fashanu and has he got his daughter in it?
Yeah,
I've seen that. Yeah.
I mean,
He's a prick in that, isn't he?
John Fashion's horrible, mate.
He's a prick,
isn't it?
Absolutely a prick. His sisters, I mean, his daughter's properly embarrassed. She said afterwards she was fucking...
But it was, I mean, he was a fantastic footballer who it just went all wrong for. Made the wrong move, went to Forest and he should never have done. And obviously being a gay footballer.
Yeah. It's very hard to...
It was difficult at that time, obviously, because he couldn't...
Well, yeah.
The stuff.
He tried... Whether you think it's right or whether you think it's wrong, he probably let too many people know what he was. Yeah. And I know, by today's standard, that's not a very nice thing to say, but by those standards...
At that time.
He probably should have just kept it a little bit more in-house.
Well, it cost him...
Everything.
Clough found out, didn't he? Clough wanted them out, because Brian Clough was wouldn't have none of that. But you heard thing, Fashion, just stuff that I'd never seen him giving an interview going, he's gay, I wouldn't be getting changed in front of him. No. You're like, it's your brother. Oh, mate.
You probably have been changed.
Yeah, it was just unbelievable.
I've seen that. Like, it's horrendous. He got a few years old, a couple of years old back. No, it's horrendous, because you can understand why he ended up doing what he did, because if he didn't have the support of his own brother, then... And it's horrible to say that someone shouldn't be themselves, and I know it's very easy to go, well, what a brave man for doing what he did, but ultimately he ended up taking his own life, and you know, that's because he had the world at his feet and probably thought at the time that he could change perceptions. And I don't mean, he didn't like come out, did he? But I think he let too many people know too quickly, and it was just the wrong era.
He came out through while he was still playing football, and that was the issue.
No, but I imagine though,
because at first in one of the early interviews he's like, it's great, I get loads of girls and I get this and I get that, and you could see that because he's very, very articulate. I mean, John Fashion's quite articulate, to be fair. Justin very, very articulate. Was a much better player. John Fashion was made himself a tough centre forward. He wouldn't be able to play now in the Premier League because he wasn't skillful enough, but Justin probably could because he was that kind of player. But he made some wrong choices, and you're right, he let people know more than probably he should have done, and he started getting sloppy, which I suppose it must be really difficult in an environment like football, trying to keep that side of you under wraps.
Again, it sounds really, probably sounds really bad, but it's not really bad, is it? He worked in the wrong place. He was good at something that was, if he'd been a musician or an artist,
he'd have probably been more accepted.
He would have been more accepted within the circles of those people. But he was very much a man in the wrong type of work. 80s,
and he was built like fantastic.
It was the 80s. It was all about, you know, short shorts and let's get it right.
Well, racism was rife.
Number one, you got racism. Number two, you've got a lot of homophobia, the rise of AIDS. You've got people playing sports.
People like Thatcher talking about it.
Well, exactly. You've got people playing sports where, you know, look at when Magic Johnson come out and said he had AIDS, and people were like, I refuse to play basketball against him. We could, and because I
could catch AIDS.
We could catch AIDS, and weirdly enough, he says he's got no AIDS anymore. He says he got rid of it. But there you've got, and that was in I think that was in the 90s. That was in the 90s, and you're in America where all the information was at hand, and people were like, I'm not playing on. We could fall over, and our blood could somehow mix, and I could somehow get AIDS, and it was like, it doesn't work like that, mate. So you can imagine the early 80s, and yeah, you're right though. The racism mixed in with the homophobia and everything else just created and let's be honest, listen to what you just said about Fashion. I wouldn't get changed because everyone's like, oh, he's gay, he instantly want me and all that. You're like, fuck off, mate. See, he could probably fucking have any gay man he wanted. He thinks he's gonna fucking roll over to fucking some fat meth like Alan Brazil and fuck off, dickhead.
No, but that was it was really,
is sad.
It's a sad documentary because you forget all the clubs that he had to go to, and you're like, this fella was the first black player ever to go for £1 million, and he was the goal he scored against Liverpool for Norwich, goal of the season. But you could see that when he was talking. And did you see the thing where it's in like it must have been on some chat show and like the audience are asking questions, and that fella's like, he makes me sick with his going round with this homophobic stuff, and he's like, you don't even know me, you don't know what my lifestyle's like, and you're like, well, how is this, you know what happened? And young Jim White, interviewing him on something like, what's gone wrong?
Didn't have any, there's no protection there, because they were all seen as...
What was mad was he was quite safe. Jim White interviewed him and said, you weren't in the, because he went up to Hearts, didn't he? He ended up playing for Hearts. He was like, you weren't in the Hearts hip derby last night, like, what's happening? Is your time coming to the end? He was like, yeah, but was dropped by the manager, so it's probably the end of me now at Heart. Like, no arsing about with him. No
also,
arsing about
it was also the era where there was only 2 subs.
Yeah,
so you weren't like, really, you were out, weren't you? You were gone, you were finished, and that's probably one of the things. He
got pulled into the MPU. The MPU slagged him off first. Had gone on about, you can't have all this. And then the fella ends up dead a few weeks later with an orange in his mouth and all that, and he got pulled in for that. So,
as soon as you said MP.
Well, that's what I'm saying. So the hypocrisy is there for everyone to see. But if you get a chance, it's quite, it's sad, like, because of what happens. But it's really interesting to see how life was as a footballer in them days, and even now when you think about it, still. Well, where are the gay footballers?
Exactly, and they're there, but
of course.
But at the end of the day, a lot of people will look at that and go, "Why should I ruin my career, my life, if some of these things are still there?" And the mad thing, I've said it loads of times, I think if a gay footballer came out, I think there would be. It's very difficult to say actually now, because I do look at the news and I do see fucking Neanderthals screaming all kinds of abuse at people as they. I mean, whether you like MPs or not. People are getting called Nazis. They're getting called Nazis by people that I would actually probably think they were a little bit more of a Nazi. So society, which we all thought was on an upward curve, seems to be going the other way. So it doesn't surprise me that everyone's keeping the cards to themselves at the moment.
Well, yeah, well, listen, we've had Thomas Hitzelsberger, we've had Robbie Rodgers, but neither are playing football.
But the first one that comes out, I genuinely believe will be celebrated and also will make a shitload of money.
You'd like to think so.
You'd like to think that. We live in
Gareth Roberts, the rugby player, was beaten up the other week just from going.
What I would say is, I think in the world of football, they will be celebrated. The media will celebrate them, but it's what happens when they leave the front door and they have to go and mix with the real world. That's the difference. That's the difference. Is that when they go into a bar or a pub and suddenly they're confronted by opposition fans or something, and then the next minute, and then look at the cricketer. The lad who got done. There's so many different. Even that, this video, and some people were saying he was defending gay people. Some people were saying he wasn't. He was against gay, and it was just like there was loads of cameras, there was loads of witnesses, and there's no true story out of that. So
listen, you just got to be careful. But check it out if you've got Netflix. I mean, there's some brilliant football documentaries anyway, but check it out. But it's quite a poignant one.
And if you haven't watched Sunderland Till I Die yet, go and watch it.
Go and watch that. Because that's mad. That is mad. And you see what footballers are like. Jack Rodwell, I'm looking at you. That's it for us this week.
I'm on a personal call.
Yeah. I'm not taking a cut in wages, and I'll tell you if I will at 11:30 when the window shuts.
Go to 12.
See you after. So yeah, check that out. Check all of those documentaries out. And we'll be back with a new format next week.
We will.
Look out for that. See you later.